It should be a quiet week in Survivor again, guys, if you have any of those three teams. But hey, you never know. But I would sprinkle a little something on those teams if I still had them available. Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba. It's season 2, episode number 94. And guys, we back. We back for another week of Survivor. And man, I must admit, it's not fun being on the sideline watching you guys still pick week after week, knowing my picks are just for fun, for play, because I'm not going to win any money because my team or I was eliminated in week 12. So I still like to see who I would pick and who won and who didn't win. So actually, I got eliminated in week 12, and I look based on my pick yesterday or last week, I would have got eliminated again this week. So it's all fun, guys. And with that said, let's jump into these picks for this week. And before we get started, let me just give a game that I would stay away from if I was still in Survivor. And that is the Arizona Cardinals versus the New England Patriots. The Cardinals, they don't have much to play for anymore because last week they were eliminated from the NFC race with that loss they had to the Seattle Seahawks. That puts them 2 games behind Seattle, and that's before you even get to the tiebreaker. So really and truly, their magical season pretty much is over with. They don't have anything else to play for, and it's hard to get up for a game when you're making an improbable playoff push and then those dreams get deflated, which they did last week. So even though Arizona is technically still in the playoff hunt, guys, I don't think they have a whole lot to play for right now. It could be Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know what you're going to get. And New England, they have a rookie quarterback who's been steadily improving week by week. I really like Drake May. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. But all in all, I would stay away from this game if I was actually making a pick. And now let's jump into, I have 3 picks for you guys. Let's jump into them. And the number 3 pick is Minnesota versus the Chicago Bears. And guys, I gave you Minnesota last week against Atlanta Falcons, and it was easy money. And I'm giving them to you again. And for those of you who picked Minnesota last week, congratulations. And I think this week will be an encore to last week. The Chicago Bears, they looked hopeless last week against a beat-up San Francisco 49er team that lost their 3rd-string running back last week, and they still got blown out. So I don't know what's going on with the Bears, but it just don't look like they can get right. They did promote the offensive assistant to the offensive coordinator last week, and maybe it was just too much for him because they didn't do anything last week. So I love the Minnesota Vikings this week. The only thing that would give me a little pause would be it's a divisional game. But even with that said, I like Minnesota. And the next 2 picks, this pick is going to be 1B and the next pick is 1A. Simply because you may have already picked either one of the teams. And that is number 1B is the Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Giants. And guys, if you still have the Ravens available this week, you saved them for a really good week because this is almost a can't miss pick. Even with the Ravens looking ahead to my Pittsburgh Steelers next week, I can't see them losing this game. The Giants, they couldn't even move the ball against a bad New Orleans Saints team last week with Derek Carr. And low key, I still think the Ravens are the most potent team on offense in the league. You basically got two top-tier running backs and a quarterback back there throwing the ball. They're hard to beat. So even if the Baltimore Ravens come in and play their C game this week, I still love them against the Giants. And my 1A is the Washington Commanders versus the New Orleans Saints. And guys, Washington, they're coming off a bye. And as I just mentioned, the Saints offense is down to Alvin Kamara. They're going to have a backup quarterback. They already have backup wide receivers. And this just sounds like a losing recipe. I can't see much offense coming from the Saints when they couldn't even move the ball last week against a pitiful New York Giants defense last week. So the Commanders should be able to run the ball and control the clock. And I think this is going to be a very easy win for the Washington Commanders. It should be a quiet weekend Survivor again, guys, if you have any of those three teams. But hey, you never know. But I would sprinkle a little something on those teams if I still had them available. And guys, there you have it. Those are my picks. Let me just go over here. I want to go and see how many people are still left in the Survivor League. Actually, it's still holding strong. It's 442 people still left. People are going to actually start falling off pretty quick this week. This week, you make two picks, which that gets kind of rough to be able. You would think going 2-0 would be easy, but when you've already went 14, in this case, you've went 9 weeks and you picked the best team off the board, and now you got to pick the best two teams off the board. It gets kind of hard, but hey, we'll see. I don't know how your league works. If you will, beat it up in the comments and tell me, how does your Survivor League work? I would like to know the different type of Survivor Leagues out there. But guys, there you have it. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and holler at your boy, the Black Mamba. Out.